Today we're leaving Florida. Basically we're heading home. We got packed up and was getting out the door, started heading down the road, and we ran across a museum. It's outside. We are at the Air Force Armament Museum, so that's what we're gonna do today. I had the camera pointed towards this, but they surround this building. They're everywhere, including an SR-71 Blackbird. It's not just aircraft that's out here either. Obviously, by it being the Air Force Armament Museum, armament, that's bombs. So there's a lot of those out here as well. The El Lobo, that's a B-52 Stratofortress. It's a heavy payload bomber. It's a massive airplane. Sitting right next to it is our first missile, and actually looking at it now, this missile has a jet engine attached to it. It has an engine attached to it that would be right here on a B-52. Crazy. Being that this episode of this video was filmed on Sunday, we can't go inside the museum, it's closed, but that's okay. There's plenty to look at outside, like this SR-71 Blackbird. We've seen a couple of these before in our travels across the country. There was a Blackbird posted outside of the U.S. Space and Rocket Center in Huntsville, Alabama that we've seen. And there was a Blackbird posted outside of the USS Alabama in Mobile, Alabama as well. They would fly in the atmosphere all the way up until the pilots felt weightlessness like they were in space. An MH-53 Pavlo. Does that not scare you? If I were an enemy and I saw this coming after me, I would be scared. It is so bulky, it takes 6 propellers to fly rather than the 4 on a normal helicopter. This one here to our front side has a lot of history behind it. This is the same type airplane that the United States launched in retaliation to the attack on Pearl Harbor. This is a B-25 Mitchell. Check out that gun there on the front of it. It also had a gunner station here in the back. If you have seen the Michael Bay film Pearl Harbor, then you would know the B-25 is famous because shortly after Pearl Harbor was attacked, America stripped the guts out of like 12 of these things and sent troops with bombs to Japan. They hit some industrial cities in Japan in retaliation for Pearl Harbor. These planes are not made to be launched from an aircraft carrier, but they had to do it. So they gutted the inside. They even took away their guns off the front and off the back and stuck broom handles through it, painted black to make it look like a gun. Removed anything and everything they could and launched them from aircraft carriers. That's why the B-25 was made famous. Check out this 4-propeller beast here. This is the B-17 Flying Fortress. I don't know how they saw out of that to shoot, but they did. It had gunners on the side of it, underneath it, and on the front of it, and on the roof of it. It was most certainly a flying fortress. Over here on the other side of the trees, I think this is the first time that I've ever seen one of these on display like this. Now, I've seen them at air shows and stuff like that, but as far as sitting off out in front of a museum, I can't say that I've ever seen one of these out here. This is the Air Force First Lady, their massive cargo carrier, the AC-130A. And not only did it carry cargo, but it could do some damage as well. There's 2 turrets there on the side of it. There's 2 small turrets there, and there's 2 cannon launchers right here. This is at the entrance to the Armament Museum. This is a general purpose 44,000 pound T-12 bomb. 44,000 pounds. It's just by chance that I'm making this video today. In fact, I was not even gonna film today because basically we were leaving Florida. We had to make a quick stop in Dothan along the way, but we were just going home. Amy's assignment is up, so I was gonna make a quick stop in Dothan, pick Amy up, and head home. Just by chance, I happened to ride by this place, so I stopped immediately. So I figured, you know, why not make a video about all these really cool airplanes out here. So I hope you guys enjoy this as much as I do. Oh man, this is a Thunderbolt. It's an A-10 Thunderbolt. I see those on Call of Duty, but that's it. Right here beside it, we got an F-16, probably America's best fighter jet it's ever had so far. Something about the F-16 Fighting Falcons that's special. This one here, this is an F-15A Eagle. This aircraft here behind me is pretty special. These were also in use during World War II. You may recall in the hunt for bin Laden, up in the mountains of Tora Bora, they thought they had him. They thought he was there, but instead of sending in a SEAL team like they eventually wound up doing in Pakistan to kill Osama bin Laden, they dropped a bomb on him. It was called the Moab, the mother of all bombs. They dropped one on the mountains of Tora Bora, hoping that they would be able to assassinate Osama bin Laden. Well, if you ever wondered what the Moab looks like, wonder no more. This is the mother of all bombs. I'm not sure what these things are sticking out the front of it, but this does look fairly intimidating. It has wings, would add a giant rocket engine inside of it to launch it up. And these flaps, you can see these in present day space launches. If you've ever seen a SpaceX launch, you know, they land their rockets and reuse them. Those flaps pop out to allow it to be able to navigate through the air on its way back down to Earth.
Falcons landed.
Look at that guy. That's interesting. It's like a dune buggy slash tank. This is the XM800. It's an armored reconnaissance scout vehicle. They could send it behind enemy lines. It could travel at high rates of speed, take pictures, whatever they needed to do, and get back out. Ooh, here's another massive bomber like the B-52, except this one's the B-47 Stratojet. Could fly up really high and drop a massive payload of bombs. This is one of my favorite jets besides the F-16 and the F-22. This is the F-4C Phantom II. These things were primarily used during like the Vietnam War, places like that. I don't know why, if it's the design or what, but I've just always really liked these jets. Over here we have the F-104D Starfighter. Right next to it is the 101B Voodoo. The F-100C Super Sabre. It's the F-89D Scorpion. This is the F-86 Sabre. Over here right beside it is the F-84 Thunderstreak. This is a missile, believe it or not. It's not a jet, it's a missile that has wings on it. This is the CGM-13B Mace is what they called it. A T-33A T-Bird. Wow, that's old school. And finally, last but not least, RF-4C Phantom II. Awesome. We are in luck today. We are actually gonna get a special tour inside of the museum after talking to somebody who works here. The museum's closed, but we're gonna get to walk inside and see what's in there. Very cool aircraft. It's a P-47, 1942. So would have been used in World War II. Oh man, look at this guy. I've seen one of these before. This is the P-51 Mustang. This was the real soldier of World War II right here. there's the Fat Man right here behind us. Or not actually the Fat Man, but a replica of it. On August the 9th of 1945, the U.S. Air Force dropped Fat Man over Nagasaki, completely destroying an entire Japanese city. This is the F-80 Shooting Star. So cool. And I'm just noticing up here above our heads, that's a V-1 rocket that was developed by the Germans in World War II. Right here in front of us. So F-105 Thunder Chief. They actually have a panel taken off here so you can see the rotary gun mounted to the inside. I am certainly glad that I happened to buy this place. This is really cool, and I'm extra glad that they let me in on a closed day to view all of this real quick. I only have a few minutes to check out the inside, but they said I could run through it real quick. Check out, look at this missile down here. It has wings on it, and it would launch from a launcher. This is actually what we're using now. This is the JDAM, the Joint Direct Attack Munition, GBU-31. These are made by Boeing, but these are currently what we're using on our F-22s and our F-35s. Present day cluster bombs. So this is a good way to show you a cluster bomb. Basically, it would launch in the air in that tube. Kind of looks like a hot water heater. When it got to over its target, it would separate and releasing all these small bombs down onto the earth, much like what's depicted right there. Also used during the Vietnam that we talked about earlier, napalm. And this was a napalm dispenser or a napalm bomb. I don't know why I've never been here before or heard about this place. It's crazy I haven't, because this place is awesome. This is a parachute pack from a P-51 pilot. Uh-oh. I don't know the history behind this flag, but it is authentic, and it even has blood stains in it. You see the blood? That's crazy. A blood-soaked Nazi flag. It was collected during World War II after the Allied forces took over a Nazi stronghold. And apparently, when they entered that Nazi stronghold, they shot a lot of people and their blood splattered all over this flag. That is nuts. I can't believe it. I can't believe I'm looking at that. That is an amazing piece of history. Up here on top of this is an old wooden propeller. This propeller once was on a plane flown by Charles Lindbergh. Can you believe that? That's crazy. I still can't believe that they have this plane sitting here. So, because they're closed today, they're telling us that we all got to get out. So, we're going to head out of the Air Force Armament Museum. I have to get on the road anyways so that we can get all the way home. I'm going to go ahead and end this video today, this impromptu video, which I am extremely ecstatic to have made. Amy will be mad if I am late to pick her up, so I have to get a move on. I want to thank you all for watching. Like I said, I'm extremely ecstatic to being able to have made this impromptu video here at the Air Force Armament Museum. I want to thank you all for watching. I'll see you again tomorrow. I hope that you have a great day, and I hope that you all stay warm.